A lovely good evening and thank you for joining us on the ICU TV main news at 8. Now, before we get into the details, let's take a quick look at the stories that are making headlines. Well, 4 killed in Chirundu Kafue Road accident. Court eviction leaves 47 homeless in Sinazongwe. Well, Zambia safe from record NAN formula. And in international news, well, dozens of security forces killed in Iran protests as officials warn US-Israel against strikes. And on the sports front, well, young golfers compete in Rock Tech tournament. For the news in detail, join us on the other side. With the news in detail, I'm your anchor this evening, Mulova Eric J. Mwanamajed. Well, the Zambian police has reported a fatal road traffic accident that claimed 4 lives in the early hours of Thursday, January 11, 2026, along the Chirundu Kafue Road in the Kapirungozi area. Well, according to the police, the accident occurred around 7:30 hours and involved an Iveco truck, registration number AJC 386, which was carrying building materials and heading toward Chirundu. Well, the vehicle was being driven by Emmanuel Shanyinde, aged 45, of Chipata compound in Lusaka, who had 3 male passengers on board. And preliminary investigations indicate that the driver lost control while negotiating a curve due to excessive speed, or causing the truck to veer off the road, plunge into a ditch, and overturn. Well, the driver and all 3 passengers, including Emmanuel Kasweka, 43, of SOS area in Lusaka, died on the spot, and the other 2 victims, believed to be aged between 28 and 35, have not yet been identified, and all bodies have been deposited at Mtendere Mission Hospital mortuary. Well, more than 47 families in Kalangwa village, Sinazongwe district, have been left homeless following a court-order eviction over a land dispute dating back to 2000. Well, court bailiffs, accompanied by police officers, allegedly threw household goods, including fertilizer, into nearby bushes during the exercise. Well, Sinazongwe District Commissioner Nchimunya Siakole expressed sadness over the incident, saying the families had earlier been advised to resolve the matter amicably through chieftainess Sinazongwe and village headmen. While he questioned how the dispute escalated into an eviction without final local resolution, and the district commissioner has promised that government and traditional leadership will meet to find possible solutions, while affected families remain homeless with many belongings damaged. While Zambia is not among the countries that imported the Nestor NAN infant formula record in other markets due to toxin contamination. Well, Ministry of Health Principal Public Relations Officer Georgia Chimombo confirmed this in a statement issued today. Ms. Chimombo said that the ministry, through the Department of Public Health, engaged international food safety notification channels, including South Africa, the exporting country, to determine if Zambia had received the affected product. And formula in question is non-special for 0 to 12 months, linked to possible contamination with cerulide, a toxin produced by the bacterium Bacillus cereus. Well, she emphasized that Zambia is not listed among the countries that imported the contaminated batch, and urged the public to depend on official government communication as surveillance continues. Well, Ms. Chimombo also encouraged citizens to report any presence of the product produced in Germany for the South African market to nearest district health officers or public health authorities. Well, we now take our first break and we'll be right back with more of our local stories. Do stay tuned.
The Information and Communications University is complementing government effort in promoting legal and safe mining for all Zambians. ICU is offering a short practical training course to artisanal and small-scale miners and those who intend to venture into mining. This training covers identification of rocks and minerals, mining operations and equipment, health and safety in mining, environmental protection, licensing and compliance. Qualifications: National Registration Card NRC. Apply now at www.icuzambia.net. For more information, contact the ICU School of Mines, Department of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining at +260 763 302 596 or +260 973 263 492. For analysis of mineral samples, contact the ICU School of Mines Laboratory at +260 973 263 492 or +260 977 833 434.
Welcome back. Now, a high-level delegation of Chinese investors, accompanied by Deputy Secretary to Cabinet sinazongwe and other senior government officials, has visited Chibombo and Kapirimposhi to explore strategic investment opportunities. While the delegation toward the Chibombo multi-facility economic zone, where key projects such as battery plants, transformer factories, and copper cable lines are underway, all linked to the Tazara Rail Corridor and national energy initiatives.
On our continued engagement with investors from China, we stop at the multi-facility zone, economic zone, right here in Chibombo, a place that has moved fast from bush lines and survey pegs into a working industrial yard. Steel frames sit where land was once empty. Forklifts move between sheds. Power cables run into factories that did not exist a few years ago. Inside those walls you are seeing right behind me there, transformers, plants, copper cables, lines, and battery workshops building storage units for solar systems and electric vehicles. And so far, the zone has drawn into more than 70 million United States dollars across 11 active projects. Government figures show commitments running closer to 128 million United States dollars as battery recycling, cable manufacturing, and energy equipment lines expand. A few years ago, this particular land was quiet. Today, it carries payrolls, machineries, and export orders. The first wave of factories is already employing hundreds of local workers, with projections of up to 6,000 jobs once the zone is fully built out. This is the model President Hakainde Hichilema has been pushing since he took office. Foreign capital paired with Zambian ownership and labor. Joint ventures that leave skills, tax revenue, and long-term business behind, rather than quick extraction. These are not trading stores, not at all. They are skilled jobs on factory floors, in workshops, and in logistics yards. The work here cuts straight into Zambia's import bill. Transformers made in Chibombo now go into the national grid. That means fewer units shipped in from abroad. When a line fails, replacements do not have a wait for a port and a border. They will roll down the Great North Road. Copper cables made here do the same. They come from Zambian mines, get processed in Zambian factories, then go back into Zambian power projects. The battery plants tie into the same chain. Copper, cobalt, and other inputs come from the ground. They leave Chibombo as a storage of batteries for solar systems and electric vehicles. Each step keeps value inside the country and gives Zambia a place in the clean energy supply chain that now drives global industry. Power feeds this growth. Just down the road, the 100 megawatts Chisamba solar plant pushes renewable electricity into the grid, with second phase underway. And so that steadier supply keeps machines running and the lights on in the factories. Energy and industry move together, which means transport does the rest. Tazara runs nearby, now under the 1.4 billion United States dollars modernization program to lift freight volumes and cut delays on the route to Dar es Salaam. The Lusaka-Ndora dual carriageway, this one here, is taking shape along the same corridor. Okay, trucks can load in Chibombo right here, move to the Copper Belt, or head east to the coast without losing days in traffic. This is why Chinese investors are here. They are here in Zambia. They are not walking through empty plots. They are standing in the middle of a zone that already carries tens of millions of dollars in equipment and contracts linked to mines, to power plants, and to export routes. Chibombo shows how the pieces fit. Land turns into factories, factories turn into minerals, into finished goods. Railway and road take them to market. That chain is what turns investment into steady growth.
Now, the Ministry of Education has announced that all 1,533 pupils who qualified for Form 1 in Iteji district have been successfully placed. All the placements were made possible through a combination of strategies, including double sessions, upgrading of primary schools, and optimal use of existing school infrastructure. Well, the ministry says the pressure experienced in the district reflects a broader national trend resulting from improved transition rates under the free education policy. And government has responded with continued investment in education infrastructure, including the construction of over 40 classroom blocks at Iteji alone in the last 2 years. Well, additionally, more than 120 World Bank funded infrastructure projects will be implemented nationwide this year to ease congestion and improve access to secondary education. Well, the ministry has reaffirmed its commitment to providing inclusive, equitable, and quality education for all. Well, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has dismissed allegations made by New Heritage Party President Shala Kateka regarding discrepancies in voter registration figures, calling them misleading and inaccurate. Well, in a statement issued today, the Commission expressed concern over claims circulating on social media that suggest a mismatch between announced and actual voter numbers. Well, the ECZ clarified that the current certified register of voters stands at 7,073,513, while comprising voters from before the 2021 general election and those registered through continuous registration up to February 2024 and remains legally valid until a new register is certified. Now we go on another break and we'll be right back for our international news. Please stay tuned.
Welcome to the Zambia Research and Development Center, an institution dedicated to national development through capacity building and community development. Established in 2007 by a group of professionals and lecturers, ZRDC has since become a hub of research and innovation in the country. Registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Registrar of Societies, ZRDC pursues cutting-edge research to address pressing social and economic challenges. Get involved. ZRDC engages in activities that stimulate international collaboration, promote knowledge sharing, and make research expertise available to decision makers. Our mission at ZRDC is to foster innovation and capacity building for national development. We believe in addressing poverty and underdevelopment through institutional and capacity building, human empowerment, and gender participation. In our quest to foster innovation and capacity building for national development, ZRDC launched the ZRDC University Sponsorship for Capacity Building and Development Program to facilitate knowledge advancement among ZRDC researchers and those intending to join the research community. Qualified Zambian citizens can pursue education at credible universities in Zambia with guaranteed prospects of joining the ZRDC research community. ZRDC engages in industrial and technological research, covering research development and innovative investigations to drive dynamic industrial development at national and regional levels. Join us at the Zambia Research and Development Center as we continue to innovate, empower, and shape a brighter future for Zambia. ZRDC, fostering innovation and capacity building for national development.
Welcome back. Now in international news. Well, Iran's state media report that over 100 security personnel have been killed in ongoing nationwide protests sparked by the worsening economic crisis. While the unrest, now in its third week, has prompted stern warnings from senior Iranian officials, with parliament leadership threatening to retaliatory action against the United States and Israel should military action be taken against Iran. Well, according to official sources, 30 security personnel were killed in Isfahan province and 6 in Kermanshah, while the Iranian Red Crescent confirmed the death of a staff member in an attack on his facility in Gorgan. Well, a mosque was also reportedly set ablaze in Mashhad. Well, officials have described the protests as riots, and the Attorney General has indicated that those involved could face the death penalty. And Iranian authorities are now intensifying efforts to restore order, labeling some violent acts as comparable to those committed by ISIS. Well, still in international news, one person has died at least 300 homes, and buildings have been destroyed in intense bushfires sweeping across southeast Australia, mainly affecting the state of Victoria and parts of New South Wales. Well, the fires, fueled by scorching temperatures, dry conditions, and strong winds, have scorched land nearly twice the size of Greater London. And a state of emergency has been declared in Victoria as over a dozen communities receive evacuation orders. While thousands of firefighters and more than 70 aircraft are battling the blazes, which authorities warn could continue for weeks. We take our final break and we'll be right back with sports news. We'll be right back.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Well, thank you for still staying glued. Remember, you're still watching the ICU TV main news at 8. And now getting down to the sports front. Well, the Professional Golfers Association of Zambia has hosted the Rock Tech tournament aimed at grooming young and amateur golfers into professional players. Well, the association vice president, Jongo Kasongole, says the tournament attracted 60 junior golfers and 27 professionals from across Lusaka. Well, the competition serves as a platform for emerging talent to gain valuable experience competing alongside seasoned golfers. With that sports item, we come to the end of the main news. Now, before we go, let's take a quick look at the stories that made headlines. Well, 4 killed in chirundu kafue road accident. Well, court eviction leaves 47 families homeless in sinazongwe. Well, Zambia safe from record non-formula. And in international news, well, dozens of security forces killed in Iran protests as officials warn US-Israel against strikes. And now on the sports front, well, young golfers compete in Rock Tech tournament. Well, thank you for staying tuned and watching the ICU main news at 8. And for more news updates, please do catch us on the ICU TV, that is on Facebook, and ICUTVZM.com, that is on our website. I've been your anchor this evening, Malova Erjia Mwanamjende. Please do have a lovely one.